Hello, it's Wednesday, June 12th, 2024. I am still Jason Shapiro with Crowded Market Report. So today we had our CPI number come out, everybody's favorite, and it came out much more benign, I think, than people were expecting. And the markets reacted in kind, where stocks went up very strongly and bonds and fixed income went up very strongly on that. And the dollar went down. This is the euro going up. Okay. And then we had, and that was all normal, and metals went up, gold went up, silver went up, copper went up. And then we had our friend Jay Powell come out and speak a little bit, less dovish than the number was, certainly. And, markets tried to go down on that. That was right here. The S&P went down, then it went back up, and then it came down, and then it just kind of did nothing. And that was kind of what went on during the day. And you see it too in the bonds, right? Powell spoke here. Bonds went down after that. And the dollar too, right? Powell spoke here, and the dollar went up. There's the euro going down, the dollar going up, right? And that was kind of how it went over the course of the day. What I'm going to continue to say is, if you want to be short assets, stocks continue to not be the place to do it. You want to be short assets, as I've said a million times, that are most crowded on the long side, and that are acting poorly. We don't want to short things that are acting best, because that's us fighting the tape. We want to read the tape and let the tape tell us what to do. So let's be short assets that have the combination of A, super crowded long, and B, that are acting poorly. And that really comes down to the metals. That's where the most crowded stuff is. And in particular, copper, where we had some ridiculous kind of euphoria in May, especially in early May. And look, copper had a crap day all day today. And, here's where Powell spoke. It came down like stocks did. Stocks ended up over here relatively, whereas copper ended up way below, right? To me, if you want to be short stuff, that's where to short it. If you're shorting stocks because you think they're overvalued, okay, I can't argue with that, because I don't know if they're overvalued. If you could tell me what the earnings growth is going to be over the next 5 to 10 years, then we could come up with some kind of analysis of whether they're overvalued or not. You can't tell me that, okay? So, because nobody knows that. But we do know stocks are on all-time highs. Okay. So that's a tough short. I just don't think that's where you short. I think you short this stuff if you want to be short stuff. If you want to short stocks because you think it's, interest rates aren't going to go down. Okay. I'm not going to argue with that either. But why not just be short bonds, right? Bonds acted much worse. Here was the Powell thing. And then they went down. So these are acting worse. Short the stuff that's worse. Again, I would argue metals. But if you want to short stocks because you think it's euphoric, I've heard that a couple times today. This is something I do know a little bit about, being a sentiment trader. This is not euphoria. Okay. I've seen euphoria. This ain't it. Okay. People confuse price action with euphoria, and that's a problem. Okay. Euphoria shows up in positioning. All right. And the positioning in stocks is not showing massively crowded here. Does that mean they can't go down? No, of course they can go down, but this other stuff will go down more if they do, is what I'm trying to say. Right. And already has. Right. So like, I have people, my friends, and everybody that knows me knows what I do for a living, knows that I sit in front of these screens all day, every day. And none of them are calling me up saying, hey, what stock should I buy? And look at all the money I'm making in the stock market. I never hear that. And if I even do have these conversations with people, it always starts with like, hey, Jason, when's the market going to crash? That is not euphoria, folks. Okay. Copper being the next AI play last month, that was euphoria. Okay. If you're looking to short euphoria, again, copper's the place, and that shows up in the positioning as well, which, forget about what I say, it shows up in the positioning, which is a much better indicator of euphoria than just your idea of, oh, the price has gone up a lot, right? That's not euphoria. Okay. So that's kind of how I see it. And that's kind of how I saw it today. Tomorrow we have PPI coming out, so we have more fun along the same lines. If recent history is any guide, the PPI will come out higher tomorrow than expected, because CPI came out lower and everyone gets excited, and then PPI comes in higher and then everybody gets excited the other way. I don't know that that's going to happen, but that's kind of what's been happening recently. But let's see how it goes, and let's see how the markets react to that. Okay. So those are my thoughts on the day. I hope everybody survived this one, and I hope everyone benefits from tomorrow's moves as well. And we will talk again very soon. And please like our video if you like it, and check us out on Crowded Market Report. And go to Substack and sign up for our free Substack stuff, where we give updates a few times a week. And it's all free. Okay. Thank you. And we will talk again soon.